From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
Your fourth stimulus check pays a stimulus check in the month of July. But in advance of your fourth stimulus check of update of 2021 today, is there a stimulus check coming in the month of May and June? Or is this a fallacy? Meantime, is there other money you can get this month for stimulus? And the answer is yes. In this recording, I'm going to go over the big money, the stimulus you can get this month, and it's landing across the board. There's a lot of money before fourth stimulus hits in July. I'll be going over the big money you can get in this recording. Also, I'll be going over the big, exciting, shocking news from Wall Street. As tech slumps, Dogecoin goes through the roof, Jamie Dimon comes out firing against crypto, and the President of the United States is set to announce this afternoon a major announcement about vaccinations in this country and how this economy is going to look in a few months from now. I have all the incredible news as we go into a big noontime recording of Home LALATE starting right now. Hey, good noontime, everybody. How are you? It's a beautiful day here in Los Angeles, and I hope your noontime is great where you are. In this recording, we're going to go over the big money of the fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check, but I'll be going over whether there is a stimulus check before that in the month of June and the other money you can get starting this week from third stimulus. Yes, a lot of money. I have money for you all the way from May to July on this channel. And together as a family, we're going to be getting it together as a family. So make sure you're part of this family by subscribing right now. This is the most comprehensive financial news channel there is on the planet, reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from Wall Street to Main Street. And boy, I got big developments on Wall Street just minutes ago. I'll be giving them to you in this recording. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comments. Wow. So as America awaits for fourth stimulus to land, is there other stimulus checks landing before then? Well, a series of YouTube channels have been telling viewers that there's a stimulus check coming in the month of May and a stimulus check coming in the month of June. In some cases, they're saying the title just passed. Did something just pass? No, nothing has passed whatsoever. In fact, a fourth stimulus check package won't pass until July, around July 4th, says Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi. It's a 2-month process that goes by reconciliation process, and that 2-month process starts in the month of May and ends in the month of June. It'll be the single biggest payout you'll see in the history of this channel for stimulus checks. First, let's go over those monthly stimulus checks, how much they are, and then I'll go over the money you're going to get starting this week. The House members like Talil and Jalapal have already written the provisions. It would be $2,000 a month for the first month and then $1,000 for the rest of the pandemic plus 1 year. And you're going to see in this recording, at the second half of the recording, that the president's trying to wrap up this pandemic as soon as possible. Yep, things are changing very quickly today, folks. Let me go over the details. House members want to have a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Senators want to do it till December. And then the House members are more progressives and the senators are more moderates. And then here's the monthly amount. The House members, $2,000 the first month and $1,000 thereafter. The senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Word on the street is this. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. This would be the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Who gets it? Everyone who got that third stimulus check would get it. That it would not be income. It would not be a taxable event. It would be you. So who is you? If you got the third stimulus check, you would get this one. So third stimulus check, $75,000 or less, yes. Married couple, $150,000 or less, yes. Just double the check amount. Also, if household 4 or less, quadruple the check. And if you're on SSI, STI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, yes, you would get that as well. The check is not taxable. It is not income. And it would start in the month of July as a monthly check. So now you're up to date so far about the fourth stimulus check. So here is where the confusion's erupting this week. There's a series of YouTubers that are telling people that just passed is some of the titles they're using. Fourth stimulus just passed. No, it has not passed. Well, has something else passed? Yes, but it's not, has nothing to do with a stimulus check. And viewers are jumping into the live chats and some of the pinned comments to this channel and saying, are we getting a stimulus check in the month of May and June? No, you're not. No, you're not, because the fourth stimulus starts in July. But here is where I am here to help you, is that there is money for Americans starting in the month of May and in the month of June. That is stimulus. And let me explain the big stimulus money that is landing this May, this week, for millions of Americans. And if you've been with this channel, you have seen this for several months, the anticipation of the event, which happens starting this week. The money is part of a series of things that I would call on this channel purple. It is rent, it is utilities, it is food, it is mortgage assistance, and it is also incredible money for other utilities. So with those amounts, I'm going to first tell you the broad stroke of it before we go into the detail. But the money for this that you're available for you for checks starting right now in the month of May is upwards of about $15,000 per year for a family of 4. It's an incredible sum of money. And that's in addition to the other items that have just gone live as well, which I'm covering in this recording, which are the business grants that have just gone live. You can get those if you are a business person. And also the unemployment returned money is tax refund is starting this week. And finally, you got to get that 2020 tax return on file to start getting that $300 a month for your child. So I'm going to go over all that in this recording. There is a lot of money for you in this month of May. The children, the tax credit, and the purple money, and the business grants. All right, let's go over each of those one at a time, starting right now. Let's first start with the purple money, the money for rent, utilities, food, and internet, starting right now. Boy, this is a lot of money. I mean, it is just an insane amount of money. First, the rent. Where do you get the rent, and what is it, and how much is it? First, the rent is about $5,000 to $10,000. It's generally about 6 to 8 months of rent. And the rent is third stimulus. I'm referring only to third stimulus. Yes, there was stuff for this before for second stimulus. So you want to reach out to your city, state, county, and also your city, county, state hall. And then your housing department, your city, county, state housing department as well. And ask them if they have that rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. That money is landing this week from the federal government. It had not landed from third stimulus until now. And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Next, utilities. You reach out to utility companies as well. A lot of that money is privately run, which is different than the federal stimulus. And then the mortgage assistance. Yes, if you're a homeowner and you need assistance with your mortgage, that is landing as well. And then the homeowner's utility bills. If you have a home and you have utility bills, that's landing as well. So that is the rent and the mortgage assistance. And guess what? It's a lot of money. It's $5,000 to $10,000. That's the first thing. The second one is that if you try the rent and the mortgage assistance and you don't like the restrictions, or they think the restrictions preclude you, then reach out to the nonprofits, United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul, and ask them for rent assistance because of COVID and utility assistance because of COVID. Then we go to the next one, which is the SNAP benefits. Now, the SNAP benefits are not anything particular to just third stimulus. They have been from second, and they'll continue all the way till fifth stimulus. There's a 15% increase on your SNAP benefits, and that 15% increase is for 1 year, from January to December. So how much in SNAP benefits can you get? It's incredible. If you are a family of four in Hawaii, your benefits will be increased 15%, but normally they were about $1,400 a month. Now they're increased 15%. Oh, on top of that $1,400 a month, my goodness, that's about $16,000 a year. Look how good we're doing so far in this broadcast. We're only 10 minutes in, and we're talking about $16,000 for SNAP for a family of four, and we're talking about $5,000 for assistance with rent. We're just getting started. It's a party in here, a stimulus party, because there's a lot of money under that third stimulus that's just starting to land now. If you got rent from this channel, let's say back in December, don't worry, go get it again, because this is a new round of rent, a new round of utilities. And so now that is your now you're up to date on the purple money, the rent, the utilities, the mortgage assistance, and the food. That is the big moolah. That is item number one. Item number two is the unemployment money. The unemployment money is going out in two phases. Phase one is starting this week. If you're a member of this channel, if you've not considered becoming a member, links on the top of the chat and the pinned comment. The two phases I detailed to you in a post this morning to members only, but I'm explaining it to everyone in this recording right now. So the two phases of refunds start this week. Phase one is for sole filers, you're a single person filing a tax return, and phase two will be for married filers. So how much money is this tax refund, and is it automatic? Okay, first of all, it is generally not automatic. Let me explain what you need to understand across the board. There's three types of scenarios. The first type is what I'm referring to for what's starting in the month of May. This is for people who filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes, federal taxes, on their first $10,200 of unemployment assistance from 2020. What is IRS doing? They are returning automatically to you. You don't have to do anything. That portion of your tax bill that was paid for the unemployment. So let me give you an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment last year. You filed your 2020 tax return in February. You paid a tax bill of $5,000. And of that tax bill, $1,000 was for unemployment. What are they going to return to you? $1,000. Automatic, you don't have to do anything. That's for the single filers. The multiple filers, like husband and wife, those are coming in phase two a little bit later this month. All right, so that is automatic. Now, who is not automatic? And this is what's important for you to understand. Not automatic are people who have not filed their tax return. So you're going to need to file a tax return. If you took out for federal taxes when you received your unemployment benefits, you're going to have to put that on your 2020 tax return and make the appropriate adjustment. Reach out to your tax preparer for that information. If you did not take out for taxes when you got your unemployment in 2020, then you have nothing to worry about, because this is something you can just take care of when you do your 2020 return. So that is the big money coming live this week for unemployment. And yeah, it's a stimulus check. It is part of it is not a stimulus check, but it is stimulus, and it's stimulus money that is part of the third stimulus package. But here's what's different about that one, is that it's not, well, I don't know if I like the word stimulus. It's not really stimulus. It was part of the third stimulus package law, but it's not stimulus. Why? Because you're just breaking even. So if you paid $1,000, they're returning $1,000. So you're not making a profit on it. It's different than the rent and the utilities and the SNAP. They're actually giving you money. You're actually giving you money that you didn't have. All right, let's go to the next item that's happening, and that's the children's money. The children's money, a $3,600, a $3,000 starting the month of July, well, you're going to have to do something potentially now in the next few days. I'm going to explain that for you in just a second after the video break. But one of the group, guess what? Those college students, the $1,700 of college students, that financial aid, reach out to your financial advisor. They have that money. That money is there right now. Meantime, I'll be back in 60 seconds with you to go into the big money for the children and the parents that's going live. And I'll be going over the essential workers, what money is available for you as well. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LA. I'm back with you in 2 hours from now with Afternoons LA. That will be our Q&A show, our question and answer show. So bring your questions for that broadcast. I'll be jumping into the live chat and interact with you and answering your questions across the board. Forced stimulus is heating up, and forced stimulus goes to reconciliation in the month of May and finishes the month of July. It's the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Who gets forced stimulus? Let's look at that. If you make less than $75,000, you do. Household of 4 or less, you do. If you're on SSI or SSDI, you do. The House plan would provide a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year, senators to the end of December, and then the amounts are slightly different. House members $1,000 after the first month, which is 2. And then the senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it looks like this. $2,000 a month for 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. A series of news reports breaking today on Wall Street sort of mirror what's going on with stimulus checks. One report talks about a massive petition that now has over 1 million signatures asking for monthly stimulus checks. That's the first petition heating up today. There's a second petition heating up today, also on broadcast news, which talks about over 1 million signatures asking for student loan debt forgiveness to be signed by the President of the United States. He has yet to do that. Meantime, what is happening on Wall Street? There is a lot of really shockers happening on Wall Street. So let me give you the breakdown on that big developing news minutes ago. First, the markets are very sensitive today. The Dow is down about 0.25 percentage point, but the Nasdaq's down 2.3% at the moment as tech is really taking a sharp dive. Meantime, over in crypto, it's been a volatile day, to say the least. Bitcoin is down 6%. Ethereum was down 7%. Now it's up 1%. And then on the other side, Dogecoin was up nearly up to 50 cents, which was an all-time record high. Meantime, the president is set to make a major announcement this afternoon. I hope to have that live broadcast when he does. The president will make an announcement that he is trying to get 70% of the American adults at least one dose of a COVID vaccine by July 4th. He's looking to see that that 70% of all Americans have at least one dose of the vaccine by July 4th. It's a significant number, 70%, because herd immunity really kicks in a little bit higher. Herd immunity is around 70 to 80%. Each community must individually strive for the goal of vaccination of 70%, says a statement from the White House obtained by LA minutes ago. Herd immunity is somewhere between 70 to 85%. Here in Los Angeles, the vaccination rate has been so high that LA is set to move into the yellow tier tomorrow, which is our least restrictive tier since the pandemic started. So a lot of surprises across the board. And meantime, Wall Street has not been responding well to Janet Yellen's statement that interest rates may continue to surge, that inflation may kick in. All right, let me go over to the other items that are landing, and that is the children's money. All right, the children's money, I think, is really going to be the one that I have to really ramp up fast and quickly with viewers this channel, because I really think that a lot of viewers are not prepared for this one. $3,600 is being paid to 5 to newborns over 12 months, and $30,000 for 17 to 6-year-olds over 12 months, which is either $300 or $250, starting the month of July. It's coming from the IRS. It's a monthly check to the parent starting the month of July. Here is the big issue and the big ramp up. And if you're a new viewer of this channel, I want you to really pay attention to this big time right now. You are not automatically getting the check if the IRS doesn't know the child exists. It is as simple as that. And there's a series of YouTubers that are just running this and running the story all day long. And I'm just sorry that some people are just not going to get that check in July and are going to freak out and say, where's the check? And you would have had to have fixed it now in May. So let me explain what's going on. There's 2 qualifications to get the check. One, you make less than $75,000. That's the easy one. You make less than $75,000, you get it. Yes, if you're on SSI and SSDI, you get it. A married couple, yeah, you get it. The other qualification is the harder one. That IRS knows the child exists. Here are the 2 groups of people that are going to see. They're going to have problems in July if they don't fix it right now. And when I mean problems in July, I mean you're not going to get the check. You're not going to get the money. Group number 1, you don't file tax returns. If you don't file tax returns, they're not going to know you have a child. It's as simple as that. You go to the tax preparer today and you tell them this is your situation. I have not filed tax returns in 5 years. I got 2 kids. They're 13 and 12. This money is supposed to go out. I need to tell IRS about those children. I need to file a 2020 tax return and list them as a dependent. You need to get that tax return on file. Why? Because the tax return is due in May. It's the 2020 tax return. Don't think you can fix this in July. You cannot. I'm going to give a little bit of tough love here. So apologies if I sound a little bit tough. Don't think you can fix this in July. Don't think you fix this in June. You have to fix it in May. The tax return is due in May. You fix it now. You have just a couple more days to get that tax return on file. So you have to file that tax return. And I know there's always probably like a new viewer, because I've done this topic a lot. There's a new viewer who says, I don't have to file tax returns because I don't make him enough money. You do have to file a tax return if you want this money, because otherwise they don't know the child exists. You have to file the tax return to alert IRS to the existence of the child. There is no non-filer filing tool. There's nothing like that anymore. All right, let me go to another scenario, which I'm starting to see a few comments about. Great questions. People are saying, I used the non-filer filing tool before. They've gotten stimulus checks. Are we fine? You got to ask your tax preparer on that one. I just think it's really on the line. You're not filing tax returns, but you did do the non-filer filing. I still think you need to file the tax return. And then finally, the last group. You do file tax returns, but you haven't been listing the child. Maybe because the child was just born. You need to go do this. Here's what you need to know, is that the money for these children is an advance for next year. It's money for 2021 being paid in advance to you a year earlier. It's not 2020 money. It's 2021 money being paid in advance to you. And IRS will be pounding out those checks in July, one after another. You have to be ensured that IRS knows that child is with you and knows it's there. And here's a point of advice. It sort of goes back to the old EIDL days of this channel. Don't change addresses. Don't change bank accounts. Don't change direct deposit accounts between July and next year, because you just know you're not going to get the money. You just know you're not going to get the money. So let's say you go July and August, and then, I got to change the bank account. You're not going to get the money for the next 7 months. And then you have to request it, and it's going to be delayed. Don't mess up things. Don't change things. Get it one way and get it that only way. And there you are. And let me jump into the live chat and see any questions you may have. But even though the big Q&A show is coming up in 2 hours from now. There is Diane, and there's Francine, and there's Eliza, and there's Art. Eviction moratorium. Yeah, that's expiring. There's Peter. And there's Tina. Anyone here have any update about the get my stimulus check tool? I just got updated. Mine is on May 1st. Oh, that's interesting. So Tina went to the IRS Check My Stimulus Check tool, and it says Tina is getting a stimulus check on May 1st. That's great information. So that signals that there is another wave of stimulus checks. Very good news across the board. So remember, with every stimulus check, there is a direct deposit and also a mail check. So always watch for both, because you never know which one is you. Let me jump back into the live chat and see some more of the questions you may have. If I need to amend my taxes, will it affect my July child payment? Hard to say. I mean, if the child was on the first tax return, then you're fine. If the child was not, then you're going to have to amend. Again, remember that amending the tax return is your friend. So you may have a lot of reasons to amend that tax return. You may have to do something with unemployment to fix the tax, to amend the return, or something with the children, or something with a missing stimulus check. So what I've been telling viewers across the board, if you have a lot of things that have to be fixed, get that list, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring it to the tax preparer and say, hey, I got 3 or 4 things to fix here. I got to get all these things fixed, because I don't want to do 5 amended returns. I want to do 1 amended return and get it done right. So that is very, very important. Let me jump back into the live chat. LJ Ferries. I just received a letter yesterday saying I was going to receive another stimulus check. Is that true? No. If that's what the letter says, it's spam. There is a letter from IRS that says you got the prior stimulus check. So you are getting a letter that says you got the third stimulus check. You are getting a letter that says you got the second stimulus check. But you're not getting a letter about the fourth stimulus check. They would never do that because it's not a law yet. Do you think the petition is helping things, Carolyn? I don't know. I mean, the more that broadcast news picks up the petition, I think it really does help, because it's now the 2 petitions are now number 2 and number 3 most searched stories on some broadcast channels, which shows that they are really big topics of discussion. So I think that when the news channel picks up the petition, it really helps. And with that, thank you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. I'm back in 2 hours from now. The excitement kicks up in 2 hours from now. I can't wait to see you. That is Afternoons LA. Don't miss it. It is our Q&A show. And then we go into our tape shows tonight. Afternoons LA second show at 6 p.m., followed by Evenings LA at 8, and then the LA Late Night. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, keep on pushing, and stay with LA for more.